I'll go back and we're going to discuss what we've read and we're going to break it down a section at a time. And Carla
go
gets
back
to, and we're going to discuss what we've read and we're going to break it down a section at a time. And Carla
go
gets
back
to, and Carla, you get to take us through
Yes.
the subconscious mind. We're going over the subconscious mind. We decided to give you guys value on YouTube, and we're going through the power of the subconscious mind, and we're gonna read through it. Carla's gonna take us through this section, and we're gonna break a section at a time. We're talking about the subconscious mind, the power of the subconscious mind, and how we can literally wield this power. Take us away, Carla.
All right, the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is the emotional mind. It has no ability to reject information. It can only accept. The subconscious mind has no ability to tell what is real and what has been imagined. The subconscious mind controls 95% of our everyday lives. It is the storehouse of the mind, and it holds all memories. All the information that has been stored in the subconscious mind was placed there from the ages of 0 to 5. As a young child, you did not have the conscious mind to filter the information. An infant is only open to receiving. As the child matures, the conscious mind forms. Since the subconscious has been conditioned through certain beliefs, it resists change. The mind is programmed to think and do things in a certain way.
Well, we'll stop there. Let's break this down. Subconscious mind is the emotional mind. It has the ability to reject information. It can only accept. It does not have the ability to reject. As infants, we didn't have the ability to reject, and our minds were wide open, wide open. So we just started to accept everything as truth. And in the same manner in the future, the subconscious mind is wide open. Later on, we're already judging good, bad, right, or wrong. So if we already have preloaded memories, we already have a cognitive bias. We already see things a certain way. We see things as big or small. We see things as is possible or not possible. When we already have a distinct idea of something, we're not willing to change the perception about a thing. What happens?
We freeze, we get stuck, we resist.
Resist change and being changed. Resist changing and being changed. Why would somebody resist change or being changed?
Fear.
The program doesn't let the person change and step in the new because he already is set up for a way to behave or think, and everything that is new, the pattern, this programming that he has, he will reject.
Very good. The subconscious mind is not only the way to integrate something, the way to program something, but it is also the way to reprogram. And it is really the only way we can reprogram. It's traveling back into our beliefs and review our beliefs themselves, and then redirect them, redirect ourselves. The resistance is we're being selfish. And when I say we, I'm talking about we as all the memories. You think that you're your memories. So those memories resist being changed. You think you're your past. And that past resists being changed because you've known that way of thinking for how long? Selfish is the quality of a thought resisting change. Selfishness would be the idea of something resisting being changed, resisting the change. When we're selfless, we're no longer a perception and we're free to roam, free to rearrange. Selflessness is pure light, divine light, diamond light. It's selfless. There's not something controlling it, hindering it, restraining it. When we find resistance, the resistance is always the way. Wherever we find resistance, there's a lesson to be learned and a lesson to be unlearned, a belief needing to change. When we resist change, changing ourselves, we're rejecting our perfection with the infinite power, infinite powerhouse. We're rejecting aligning ourselves with whatever is it that we desire. In the resistance, in any resistance, you will find what you have to change about yourself. And a lot of people don't want to look at themselves because they really don't like the results. And they don't have to take responsibility if they don't look at it. If you don't take responsibility for changing yourself, that mental program continues on the remainder of that lifetime of that individual. As we mature, the subconscious mind receives information that comes from the conscious mind. As we mature, the subconscious mind receives information from the conscious mind. The information that we receive via our senses is triggered by the emotion associated with that idea that's already in your subconscious mind. As we mature, the subconscious mind receives information from the conscious mind, from the outer senses. So as you see what's happening out there, you see the thing, but you're understanding it from your relative point of view of what you believe is right or wrong, good or bad, truth, possible, not possible. You're gauging it from your belief system itself. When you set a goal, when you don't set a goal, it's because you are viewing yourself from the program's identified self. You're not seeing if I can do it. You guys that are in this call, or maybe you're on YouTube or you see this later on, you're not checking to see if I can do it. Internal dialogue within yourself is seeing if it's possible for you to change. Do you think you can change? Do you think you could adapt? Do you think that you could succeed? You're not checking to see if I can do it. The people that are on this call are not here for me. They're here for them because they want to change themselves. There's a clear line and demarcation in going beyond the self. When your way's not working, when you figure out that your way's not working, you're open for change. Doesn't mean you're going to change. Then you have to decide that you're going to change yourself. And if you don't decide, but you're willing, you say, I'm open for change, but you're not changing, it's because you haven't decided that you're going to change. You've got to literally make a mental decision and then back it with action. Back with action. Where's the backing at? Well, throughout your day. Who has to take personal responsibility for you? You literally have to give yourself a command to go and do what you are not going to do and commit to that thing and then do it all day long. That's how you get change. Change does not happen by accident. The change is not happening here. You're becoming aware here, but then you've got to make it practical. You've got to make it a particle. from a wave to a particle. Right now, we are getting this information as a wave. You're hearing me. You can hear me. You can see me. This is as a wave. Maybe you're creating new neural pathways. You're getting more cognitive function. But this is happening as a wave. The wave must become a particle. You can take this book and you can take all these waves of information and move them into your head, into your brain, and fire and wire new neural pathways. But if you don't take the action of what that idea means, you're not going to attract it into your life, because it is from the wave to a particle that you attract reality. It's in your action that you know the truth. Where's the decision made? In every action you take or do not take after this class is done. Where is the decision made? It's made in your actions, minute by minute, second by second, hour by hour, day by day. Where is the decision? It is in your action. It's in your demonstration. You're literally demonstrating the image making process, whether you're aware of it or not. What image making process? The images that you keep flashing on the screen of your mind to go and act and behave like. Some of you act and behave like you really don't know where you're going. Sometimes I act and behave like I don't know where I'm going. And I say, get out of that. Where are you going? Are you doing it on purpose? In purpose, with purpose, to definite ends? If you're not doing a thing, if the actions you're taking are not on purpose, in purpose, with a purpose, you're going in the wrong direction. Because that means you have not clearly thought out where you're going and what you have to commit to becoming and then expressing so that you change your reality. Thoughts, takeaways so far?
I would say, Abraham, it's very important to be aware of, we have to clear the beliefs that structure our ego, because the ego that doesn't serve us is very powerful, because he has the belief, the program to structure you as a human being or individual, for you to know how to operate. But this same ego is very dangerous, because if you don't clear the beliefs that extracted this ego, you don't take the actions, because you have fear to failure. You have fear for the criticize of the other persons and everything, and you are off of the ease. You are not in harmony with your own energy and the unified field that is everything in this universe. You are off of all this, so you don't go take the actions. You don't feel worthy to take the actions, or even you have afraid to someone to point the fingers for you in your actions. So it's very important, go back to your system of beliefs and clear those system of belief to bring something better for this own system. And then you will be connected with everything. You will step in the new. You know that the new is the what you really need. You waiting for all this time. You step in, you walk in the path, and your life transform, because you are stepping out of this system of belief. You are bringing the new. And sometimes just the spheres that don't let us to step in, that's the blocks that block our life.
Because the messages that are coming in from the unconscious, subconscious, messages are filled with light. Every memory is active light. Chances are it's not even yours. The light of your expression, the light that twinkles in your eye, the chances are it's not even yours. That light is entangled with memory. And we're usually using somebody else's memory to go beyond what we hear, see, taste, touch, and smell. You're using somebody's memory to move into tomorrow. You're using somebody's memory to move into the next hours. Really think about what I'm telling you. You're literally using memory move into the next hour? Whose memory are you acting and behaving like? 5 p.m.'s coming. 6, 7 p.m.'s coming. 8, 9, 10 p.m.'s coming tonight. Whose memory are you using to move into reality? Whose ideas are moving you? Every idea, every image that you use that you didn't choose is controlling your behavior. And if you really begin to look at your actions, you're going to figure out that the majority of your actions not you. It's coming from a mental program. As we mature, the subconscious mind receives information that comes from the conscious mind. So we're getting feedback from our reality that we're walking into. But the reality that you're walking into is prior usage of old memory that you were using. You use ideas and then you move into the now. You use ideas and you move into the now. Here in a minute, you're going to use ideas and then move into the now. After this call, you're going to use ideas and you move into that now. 6, 7 p.m. is coming. You're going to use ideas to move into that now, here and now. Today, the people that are in this class are here because they decided to be here now. They're working on themselves to be here now because they're changing themselves here and now. Everything that we see in the present is a reflection of prior memories. Whose are they? I'll never forget the day that I met Angelo on the phone. He called me up. I believe I was in Florida.
Yes.
And it was 4th of July.
Yes.
I was in Florida and I had the kids and we were in some, I don't know, a really nice place. It was like a city away from everything. And it was its own town. And they had activities going on. And I think it was around, we were having brunch. And I ended up getting the call. And I talked to Angelo and asked him if he was ready and committed to change his life. That phone call happened because months prior, I was in Florida again, right?
Yes, was. Yeah.
I was months prior to that, I was in Florida, or a month prior to that, maybe 2 months prior to that, I was in Florida, and that we had an event with Deed Hunter. And I got up on stage and I talked about this information. So that action led to meeting Angelo and his wife, and then stemmed the phone call, and then made the decision. And years later, he's here and now, developing himself. Him and his wife are working on developing yourself. We are always here and now, and we're making decisions where we're aware of it or not. The question is who do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Who are you going to be in the future? You're getting feedback from what you hear, see, taste, touch, smell. That is the outer environment of precognitive function, preloaded ideas that you've been using. Are they yours? Are they what you want? Are they who you really think you are? Or are they who you think you're not? I want everybody that's looking on this on YouTube or live streaming it on Facebook, maybe. Are you really acting and behaving as who you truly want to be? Or are you acting and behaving as who you're not? You don't believe you're good enough. You don't act like what you want. When your self-image doesn't support moving in, building your own company, when your self-image doesn't move to building a company or working in and establishing, putting goals in a company, when your self-image doesn't support creating financial freedom, making a decision that you're going to create financial freedom, When you think everything that you think you're not, you don't go and do. And who is controlling you and causing you to behave in who you think you're not? There is literally a mental program in the background of every person, conditioning them to act and behave as they do. We've got to be so self-aware that we're causing our mind, body to act and behave as it never would. Earlier, we had an intervention technique to start training people to move to that space before time, before the light, to move into the area of a wave before you become a particle, before you land here and now. To go before thought, to learn and control thought energy, to learn and become one with this field of consciousness that is really you. To go beyond the program, to go underneath the program, to go through the program, to understand the program, to unite with the program itself and say, no, I am here and now. And I consciously direct where I'm going, acting, and behaving. If we want to go beyond reality, you got to go beyond yourself because you're the one that's creating the reality. You may have to rewind this a couple of times. I'd rewind it 100 times. Let's do it over and over again. You're the one that is creating reality. You attract it according to how you think. There's nothing outside of you. And if you keep wanting to fight something outside of you, keep wanting to change something outside of you, you're going to always find yourself doing the same thing and never changing anything. Because what you need to change is inside. The inside reflects the outside. I said in an intervention technique, I said, in the field, you find the meaning. In your field right now, you can find the meaning that's causing you to act and behave as you do. Where is it? What's the thing that's causing you to not believe in yourself? In the field, your aura, you will find meaning. Every meaning has a memory and it means something to you. Some of it, majority of it's not even you, but it has meaning. That meaning sets up a law that you're bound by until you change it. In the field, you will find the meaning. You find the meaning to life. That's why you act and behave as you do. That meaning is not yours. You're using somebody else's ideas. And it has life until you change it. In the field, you will find consciousness. In your field, there's energy. And in every field, you'll find memory. The Wright brothers were tapping into the field. They kept thinking about flight. Because they keep thinking about flight, they brought the frequency with the correct memories, the correct images of how to act and behave, and they moved it into the field. The field moved into the brain. The image flashed on the screen in the mind's eye in the brain, and they said, next. Next. Why? Because they kept vibrating. They kept acting towards flight. And whatever you are emotionally involved with, and you keep getting emotionally involved with, and you keep taking action, you're bringing that memory into your field, and it becomes relative to you. And as you move that relativity, it becomes relativity. It becomes one with you and you with it. And then you start to act, behave, and you start to receive information in alignment with the tone that you're emitting. In the field, you will always find the meaning to life. Majority of the people are finding the meaning to life of things and giving life to things they do not want. Change the images in the field, you'll change reality. Change the actions in the field, and you'll change reality. It is the entanglement of a memory with action that starts to unify action, reaction. In the field, you find memory. In the field, you will always find the meaning to life. What ideas have you been using, and for how long? I had an individual, 21 years, was acting and behaving as a janitor. 21 years he acted and behaved as a janitor. He got paid for a janitor's wage. And I would remind him every morning, you got the choice when you walk into that closet and what clothes you put on. But if you keep putting on the same clothes, you're going to continue to act and behave as that mindset, as that reality. In the field, you will find the meaning. His field, his particle, his results had the clothing of a janitor's clothing. It's already here. What was here? His imagination was already here. And it was not wanting to go further than that suit. To the day he threw them away. And he did not move into that image again. Your physical reality is literally your imagination. It's your subconscious. It has slowed down so far that you see it solidified, close, body structure. It's slowed down so far that you can see it. Thoughts, takeaways?
Yesterday, I literally felt myself getting trapped up in the way I used to feel, because now I've been doing this now for like 2 weeks, and I felt a huge for 3 weeks. I felt the shift, right? I feel my shift happening. I feel that my energy is different. I'm different. The way I speak to people, what I'm calling in is different. I'm calling things in, it's just happening. And then yesterday I had like a relapse and felt terrible. I was like, oh my gosh, this is how I used to feel all the time. So I recognized it.
Very
And
good.
throughout the day, I mean, I didn't try to fight it per se. Like I was like, okay, I really want to remember this. So when it comes, I know exactly what it is. But I did do the intervention technique throughout the day. And then I even did it like I even like I meditated and everything also. But I found myself waking up in my sleep and then doing the intervention technique. I mean, the beginning parts of it because I dozed off. But I remember waking up 2, 3 times being like, no, okay, like, no, this is what I'm connecting to, connecting to the field, connecting to Mother Earth, and I would fall asleep. And then this morning I woke up and I was like, yeah, I feel like myself from the past 3 weeks, let's say. Right. So this truly myself. I feel my energy was different. My eyes looked different. They were wider. I don't know. Everything felt different. It's really a marked, I could feel the difference.
Very good. Yeah, you can see the difference too.
Definitely. Physically, you can see it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Very good.
And I would say, with these techniques, Abraham, what's been happening with me as well is I'm getting faster to recover any if my energy goes down, if I'm worried, if I'm anxious. Now I can go really quickly to my higher self and connect with the field again. I'm being calm and serene and be in contact with my real me, because now I understand how to come back to my own self and say, oh, everything is good, everything is okay, you are in control, just flow and everything will be just fine. So by understanding how to do it and by understand how to ground yourself, you can come back quicker, faster to your own self and your best energy.
Very good. The average individual reacts according to those associated emotions, the images in the field. The average individual reacts according to those associated emotions from the images in your field. You're operating from a wave to a particle every millisecond. In and out of time, in and out of time, in and out. You're operating from a wave to a particle. You're using ideas all day long. The mind never stops. The mind is perpetual transmutation of thought energy. It's always thinking. And it's thinking under your radar. There's a literally program underneath the radar thinking for you. And when you don't intervene, it's on its own path. The average individual reacts according to those associated emotions. Once the idea is put in the subconscious mind, the body will begin to take action. The body starts to align itself to the thing it desires, not to what you want, not to what you say, to what the images are in the image making process inside the body. How many people say, I'm going to, and I'll do it next week. I am going to, and I'll make the phone call later today. I am going to. Why? Because the image that's in the body is telling the body what to do. When the idea aligns itself, it attracts everything that is in harmony with it: people, places, plots, circumstances. That is the outer ring. That is the outer ring that you live in. This outer ring is just a manifestation of the ideas that we've been using in the past. Everything. When you see that house, you see that home, that's just a manifestation of the meaning in your field. The meanings in your field. Subconscious mind will either be your growth to freedom, or to be your own internal prison to beliefs. The subconscious mind will either be your growth to freedom or your own internal prison of beliefs. The subconscious mind is very powerful. If you rewrite the subconscious mind, you will wield the power to create whatever you desire. Once you understand the mind and the way it works, you will be able to rewrite your history and reality. You can rewrite the programs through repetition of a new idea. When are you going to act and behave as you never would? When? When will you make the decision to invest in yourself? When? If you don't, you will clearly act and behave as you always have, because the memory is in your field. You will always find meaning in the field. What memories do you keep using that keep creating and manifesting the same results over and over again? I remember every day looking at tires. I said, my God, when am I going to stop looking at tires? When you decide to change yourself. I remember looking at a drilling rig for days. When am I going to stop seeing the drilling rig? When you decide to change yourself. I went close to a year of looking at drilling rigs. Then I went some years looking at a mechanic. Then some years looking at foreman, and years looking at management, system management. Years. Well, every time I'm moving consciousness through an idea. Every time what we're doing is moving vital life force through an image. The image reflects what it sees. When I pointed my mind, when I pointed my vital life force, pure diamond light, when I pointed it into tires, I moved into the tires, this tires moved into me. I'm experiencing that reality. When I take that diamond light and I focused it into a drilling rig, and my diamond light moved into that image, and then it moved into me, and that was my reflection. Then I take that diamond light out and I move it into mechanicking, and then I surround myself with mechanics, and I surround myself with equipment and tools. And then I take that diamond light out and I move it into management, move it into the different departments, and then those started to surround me. And then I take that diamond light out and I move it into building my own company. Diamond light, spirit, perfect. Whatever it entangles with becomes reality. And whatever you continually entangle with repetition becomes a formative functioning continuality of reality. It's functional, aren't you? Isn't life functioning for you here and now? It's functional. It's a wave to a particle. And if we continually enter into the spirit of the idea will enter into us over and over and over again. And one day we'll be off this planet. We'll be out of the body again. We came into a body. That means we were not in a body. We will move in, we will move out. This is guaranteed. But we must experience the ideas that we move into through the gathered time and experience it as manifestations outside of us. You are the light giving your life to an idea. You are the light giving your light. You contribute. You are a contribution to this world. You literally are. Literally. Your life is a contribution, a godly contribution to life. You give this vital life force to every image that you use, and you become it. You give this light to a service, to a contribution, and it comes out and it forms around you. You are giving your life light to whatever image you keep using over and over and again. And until you change the images, you do not change reality. This is one of the most key important things. And why do I always go back to spirit? Because spirit is your true nature, higher nature. Matter is the lowest frequency that it performs at. Question is, what do you want? What do you really want? What are you willing to let go? What are you willing to change? Because if you're not willing to let go and you're not willing to change, go on. You always find meaning in the field. Your relativity is always a form of the images you're using. You don't want to change. You don't want to change yourself. Tell me what your age is, and I'll tell you how many more years you'll be experiencing the same thing over and over again. Tell me your age, and I'll tell you how many months you're going to repeat the lessons until you're off to another place. We don't know how much time we have. But I guarantee you, if you don't change the images, you don't change the station. You don't change the reality. If you don't change the images you keep getting involved in, reality keeps performing until the day you leave. It's a continuality. There's no permanence. There's only continuality. Continuality of the image making process that you keep using. Why? Because you are the light that gives life. You are literally God's greatest gift. You are the light that gives light to awareness. You are the light that gives life to an image. You are the light that gives life to a functionality, creativity. You are the light. Whether you're aware of it or not, you are giving life to the ideas that you may not want anymore. And I'm asking you, do you really want to change? Are you willing to change yourself? Because if you're not, you're just wasting your time. If you're not willing to change, you're not willing to change yourself, you're wasting the greatest thing you'll ever have is time. The only thing that we have. It's the experiences that we experience through time. You don't change, you keep experiencing the same memories, same experiences. Very often I find somebody that I see that they're vibrating at a different frequency. Now I'll tell them, I'm interested. I am interested if you are interested. But only if you're interested will I be interested. I'm interested in you. I value you. I hear you. I see you. And I want you to be seen. The question is, do you want to be seen? The question is, do you really want to be seen? Do you see yourself? Do you hear yourself? I'm interested. I'm interested if you're interested. Change is always at the end of yourself. Subconscious mind, power of the subconscious mind. You guys have any questions, thoughts, takeaways?
I actually, now that we're talking, like I thought about this yesterday, but now that we're talking about this. So I think I relapsed, quote unquote, relapse into old energy patterns because I have this accountability partner that is now, with through kindness and love and all that good feeling to help me move forward. There is something that was trying to hold me back. So the memory of where I've been, and then I was like, what the heck just happened? I couldn't even recognize it for a while. And so it's exactly what you're saying. So then it's like, do you really want what you say you want? Like, are you gonna actually go do the work and be prepared for your time together with this person who's holding you accountable and you're holding them accountable? So it's really up to you in the end, like what you're saying. Do you want to be seen? Do you want to be heard? Et cetera, et cetera.
It's beautiful. Beautiful when we really get to relate and understand it. And I would love for each and every one of you really keep thinking about this. I see you, I hear you, I want you to be seen. I see you, I hear you, I see you, I hear you, I want you to be seen. When you look at somebody, think of that. I see you, I hear you, I want you to be seen, because somewhere inside of every light, there's divine perfection in there. Majority of the time, they're not aware of it. I see you, I hear you, I want you to be seen. What is it that you want? What do you really want? And you could think this without even saying it to the person, but you'll be connecting to their soul, and their soul will feel it. There's perfection in each and every one of us, and we should be helping each other draw that out. Most definitely. We're at our time. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
Send love, gratitude, gratefulness, appreciation to all. Winning, winning, winning.
Winning.
How does it feel?
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Everybody have a blessed day.
Thank you.